What's good, people? So today we're going to be tinting my car. I'm pretty stoked on this day. I've been wanting to tint my car for like a year now, but just haven't gotten around to it. Like basically a year ago I hit up a few tint shops in my area and I asked for a quote on like how much it would cost to tint my car. So I hit up 3 shops and the lowest price I got was like 500, sorry. But standard price is like 600-700. And I'm just thinking, fuck that. I'm not paying like $500-600 to get my car tinted. Are they taking the piss, man? So yeah, I kind of put it off. And I always heard like tinting a car was like hard. So yeah, just put it off. And a couple months ago I started like looking up, you know, how to tint a car. So like looking at them, it doesn't seem too hard. It more just takes all. You have to be very, very patient to get a good result. So yeah, I mean, we're in lockdown at the moment because of the coronavirus, so I went out and I got some tint and I'm gonna try attempt to tint my car myself today. You know, I've done all these other repairs on, you know, cars myself, so I figured why not try just fucking give tinting a go and just see what happens. So that's what we're up to today. In case you're wondering, have I done this before? Like, not really. Like about 6 months ago we tinted the front 2 windows on Tyler Brown's Hilux. But he did most of it himself. I was more just there for like moral support and just assisting. Like, I didn't really like do the job. So this is basically my first time tinting a car, so it's gonna be pretty interesting to see how this goes. Some of the tools you're gonna need for this job are stainless steel blade, razor blade, hard card, some window tint obviously, couple microfiber towels, a spray bottle with just some dishwashing liquid and some water in here, and then if you don't have a heat gun as well, then your mum's hairdryer will do the trick. This is just to shrink the film when we get to that point. There is like a lot of other tools and stuff you can get for this, but I mean, this is just like, you know, your common household tools. Like, I don't really have any of the specialist tools that are recommended, but you can still do it with those, like it's fine. So I'm probably just gonna time lapse most of this because I figure it's probably gonna be the best way to explain it. It's just gonna be a lot easier. So yeah, let's get into it. Here's the tint laid out on the first window. I had a slight bit of trouble like cutting the top bit, but other than that, it's not too bad. I had to cut it for a bit, apologies about that, but like legit, shifting a tint from the outside to the inside is just so difficult, man. Like here's, I'll show you what we've got. Like you can't really tell from there, like it might look fine here, but there's a few little imperfections, like there's a few, so you see these 2 little fingers here, so I'm gonna have to see if I can fix those hopefully. And I kinda like miscut it there, but I don't think when you actually put the door panel back on, you won't really be able to see it, so I'm hoping like I'm saved by that. And there's like also a crease in this top corner. Yeah, there's like a little crease, I don't know if you can see it, so it's not perfect, but you know, it's my first like real crack at doing this, so I'm not expecting like, you know, professional level results here, so it's not too bad. I'll see if I can tidy it up a bit. Quick update, so I've been trying to fix the few little fuck ups I made in the tint, but I haven't managed to do it. But I mean, I guess that's what you get for doing it at home. So as you can see, I accidentally cut the tint right there, and then there's like a little finger right there, and there's like a little crease in this top corner. But I mean, other than that, it's on fine. I guess I just have to live with it for now. But onto the back window we go. I swear I fucked that cut up. Fuck's sake. I might be able to salvage it by moving it this way. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh my god, man. It doesn't even fit the fucking window. What happens if you fucking do a backyard job, mate? Fucking cut the tint too short. Look at this shit. going to do a recut. We're doing the second window at the moment, it's the back one. This one's looking slightly better, I've like cut it way better, so we're just about to position it from the outside of the car to the inside, so that's for sure the hardest bit, is like doing that transition from the outside to the inside and then like positioning it on the inside without getting any like air bubbles or anything on the tint, so we're about to try that now. What I'm doing here is I'm using a hairdryer to try to get all the air bubbles and other stuff out of the tint, and also the heat helps the tint like stick better to the window. It's the next day now, and I'm not sure if I mentioned this earlier in the video, but what I'm doing is I'm removing like all the door panels, as you can see, and that's just because it makes it easier to tint, because like I said, I don't really know what I'm doing. And if you don't remove your door panels, what you have to do is you have to like tuck your tint down in this gap. And you know, I don't really want to do that, so I just figured it's easier to remove the door panels, so that way this isn't blocking and you can just tint it how you normally would. So it definitely makes it easier, so I'd recommend that. And getting your door panels off is pretty simple. It's like usually just 5 screws, so you know, there's like one here, there's like one hidden down there, and then like usually have to remove some kind of like stuff as well to like access some hidden screws, so you have to take this off. It's 2 screws here and here, and the door panel just comes right off, so I definitely recommend doing that. Bit of an update of what I did yesterday, so I got that window tinted and that one. I still have to do like that back corner one, as you can see, but I'm gonna leave the back corner ones till last because I'm not actually sure if I have enough tint or not, so yeah, I want to get all like the big windows done first, and if I do have enough tint, then I'll do those like little back 3/4 ones. It's not really like a huge issue. What I'm doing now is I'm cleaning like the inside of the doors, like all through here and like all down here and all down here. You don't have to do this, but it's something I've been meaning to do for a while, and I figured with the door panels off, you know, I might as well clean it up now, so that's what I'm doing before I install the tint. I've cleaned up the door, I'm pretty happy with that, so now I'm about to start tinting this window. And I'll actually show you guys my process for doing it now, because when I was doing it yesterday, like I didn't really know what I was doing, but now that I've like tinted, you know, the 2 windows on this side, I kind of have like a process and I kind of understand how to like do it. So yeah, I'll explain what I'm doing as I'm doing it. I just sprayed the window with some soapy water, and now what I'm doing is I'm using a razor blade to clean it. And the reason why you do this is because the razor blade scrapes off, you know, all the dirt, the dust, and if bugs hit your window, it scrapes off all that stuff and it makes your window super clean. I'm just spraying the window again, and I'm cleaning it with a microfiber cloth, and you definitely want to do this because this cloth like pulls all the dust and dirt off the window. You need these windows to be very, very clean before you tint them. I'm just laying out some film here, getting ready to cut it for the window. And a tip for you guys is never do this when it's windy, because as you can see, the tint's just flying everywhere and it just makes it so hard. So what I'm doing here is I'm cutting the tint so that when you go to install it on the window, it actually fits. I've sprayed the window, and again I'm cleaning it with a razor blade. This is just prepping it for when I install the tint on the inside of the window. It's basically like the same cleaning process as I just did on the outside of the window before. Tinting this window didn't go that smoothly, to be honest, because of the fact that it was so windy. Got like a few little air bubbles and stuff in the corner I couldn't get out, so I definitely recommend do not tint your car outside when it's windy. We're about to do like the last big window of the car. I kind of like fast forwarded the process of like me cutting the tint and stuff. Let's just get right to the installation. The tint's on the window now, and I gotta say I absolutely nailed this one. Man, it's literally perfect. Like, the cut's perfect, the application's perfect, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm fucking pumped on that one, man. It's the best one I've done so far. I've just got these two like little corner windows left to do, and then we're all wrapped up. So we got a slight problem. If you just look, see all like the creases in here? Oh, it's so bad, man. So it turns out that tinting these 3/4 windows is literally harder than tinting like one of these. It's fucking so hard. The problem I realized was that because you're cutting the film on the outside of the window, right? The outside of the window is like slightly more space, because generally what you do is with this like film here, you like can tuck it down here and you can tuck it on the sides, whereas with this window, at least for this certain car, like there's literally no space to like tuck it here, or in the bottom there's literally no space to tuck the film. So your cuts have to be so exact, man, or else the tint's just not gonna fit. Then you're gonna get like these creases, which is what I have now because I couldn't get the water out of it. So basically I'm gonna peel that off, restart it, and I think what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna cut the tint like slightly smaller for this window than what I think I need. That is just absolutely appalling, man. There's no fucking way I'm keeping that on. Now that the tint's off the window, basically I'm gonna clean this window up because like a lot of the glue that's from that window tint's still left on here, so I'm gonna clean that off and I'm gonna see if I can like figure out how to cut this tint properly. Yeah, I gotta be honest with you guys, I messed that tint up again. Like literally, tinting this back quarter window is so hard, man. I'm having a fucking hard time here. So I messed it up again, so I took the tint off and I've recut some tint here. It's leading me my 4th time trying to tint this, and if I mess this up, I'm kind of like, I'm just gonna leave it as is, because I've run out of tint first of all, and second of all, like, I just can't be fucked anymore, man. Like, it's literally been tinting my car the last 5 days, man. I kind of just want to get it done. So yeah, if I mess this up, I guess I just have to leave it, man. It is what it is. But yeah, I'll try my best to get this on, but it is difficult, man. That one went way better than all the rest of the ones I've done, so I'm pretty fucking stoked on that. Like, if you look, it's only a very slight fuck up, like in this corner here. But other than that, it's not bad, man. I'm pretty happy with that. That wraps up the tint job on my car. I just want to give like a conclusion to this video, just so if you guys decide to do this yourself, you kind of know what to expect. Tinting a car in itself isn't hard, right? But the thing is, if you want a good tint job, it is fucking difficult. Very, very difficult, man. That's what I learned from this whole experience, because like I said at the start of the video, haven't tinted a car before, but fuck me, it is hard. There is only like one window tint on this car, which is this back one here that I did good. The rest of them is like little like creases and like a few bubbles and stuff in like the corners. But I mean, as a whole, for my first time, like, I'm pretty fucking stoked on the job I did, eh? Like, it's pretty good, I reckon, for a first time. But yeah, just bear in mind if you're gonna do this yourself that just do not expect like professional level results. Like, it is fucking difficult, man. Like, it's a very tedious process, it's very time consuming, and yeah, if you want a good job, very, very hard. The other thing as well is that even though when you buy window tint it comes with like tools through the job, I definitely recommend you guys go and buy like a proper tinting toolkit, because let me tell you right now, this tint job I did could have been way better if I had proper tools for it. Like, yeah, I still did it with the tools I had, but if I had proper tools, it would have been way better. You know, I was looking up like tinting toolkits on Google. You can get a decent one for like 30-40 bucks, so it's definitely something I'd recommend. It's definitely like worth the investment, especially for me, because I'm gonna be tinting, like, you know, I'm gonna be tinting car windows in the future, like my brother's car. I have to retint this car at some point. So yeah, it's definitely worth the money if you want a good finish. Your average tint job's gonna run you between like $500 and $700, right, if you went to a shop to get it done. And for that, those 2 rolls of window tint I had, I paid 80 bucks for them, right? So I saved a considerable amount of money, and you know, I'm happy with it. Like, I'm happy with the job I did for like 80 bucks compared to like paying $500-600 bucks for a professional job. So, you know, if you're someone who's like kind of keen to this but you're on the fence about it, I definitely recommend it because you save a lot of money. That's just my experience from tinting my own car for the first time. I hope you guys could take something away from this video. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out.